This is New York Comic Con 2016, and I'm here with Comics Verse.
Hi everyone, I'm Callie, and I'm here with Nick Spencer, who is the writer of comics like Morning Glories and Secret Avengers, Iron Man 2.0, Ant-Man, lots of things, very prolific. Yeah. How are you enjoying Comic-Con so far? It's only the second day.
It's fun. We're just getting started. So, no, it's a great show. I come almost every year, so it's kind of feels like home at this point. But yeah, no, it's great.
Seen any good cosplay, notable?
We just had some amazing cosplayers for my new Image book, The Fix. Like, just they did the works. They were a couple of cops. So they've got the badges, the Polaroid cameras. They had everything. So they did great.
That must be kind of rewarding to see, right?
Never stops freaking you out.
It's like they've come to life on the page, like from the page. Yeah.
Well, the best part was that the cops that they play like are stick-up men as well. So they came in wearing the masks. So they just showed up the next people in line, and I, honest to God, thought I was about to be robbed.
Yeah, like Frankenstein's monster come to get the doctor. Yeah. So can you just tell us a bit about yourself? You know, some history. How'd you get involved in comics?
It's a boring story. I just pitched work to Image Comics and Jim Valentino at Image Shadowline and Chris Simon over there at the time. Thankfully they liked what I sent and did a few books with them, and then did a little bit of work at DC, and then eventually moved over to Marvel.
I know you were also involved in politics for a little bit. Can you talk about that? It's so interesting, John, unless you don't want to.
No, it's fine. We all have hobbies. When I was younger, I worked in politics a bit, and then it remains like something that I am just like pretty passionate about, or even maybe just sarcastic about. Who can say?
Do you find any overlap between politics and comics no?
I mean, everything is political in certain ways, so I think that it's a good thing to be able to draw from in your stories, to be able to reflect the world around you, and some awareness of politics can help with that. So, it comes in handy sometimes. I'm writing Captain America right now, so that's a book that can, have a little bit more of a political tinge, so I get to indulge it a little more than usual.
So with Captain America, has the outrage died down a little bit? How is that panning out with time?
Yeah, I feel like, it's definitely died down over time. People were, I don't know if they're less angry or if they've just given up yelling at me, but look, you don't get many opportunities in your career to have stories break that wide to where everybody knows about them to that extent, and so that's an exciting and fun thing to be a part of, and I'll always kind of look back on it and be like, that was crazy. So that's fun.
Yeah, so is that one of the challenges or rewards of writing comics, you think, that people get so involved?
I think it can be both. I only once have I been like stopped and recognized, and the guy yelled, "Hail Hydra." This whole thing collapses in on itself if people don't love the characters, if they don't care about the characters and want to see the characters succeed and do well. But the other component of that is that we as the writers can't really let them be happy for very long. It's just the nature of storytelling that bad things have to happen to them.
If it's always predictable and happy, you lose interest.
You get bored and you'll stop reading. So that's the kind of just eternal push and pull of the reader and the writer. So that's all right.
And in your writing, do you find that you have themes that you usually focus on overall, or depends on the project?
Yeah, it depends on the character. It depends on the project. I think that when you're talking about Marvel or DC books, you're talking about characters that have been around for a really long time. So it's really about looking at what's central to that character, what has made them last for this long, and what was it about them that kind of captured the public imagination in the first place, and exploring whatever big thematic concepts spill out of that. So so like with this Captain America story, a lot of it is understanding that the reason why the character has such appeal is because he's a symbol, and also because he's a callback to what we see as a better and simpler time. And so, to me, it seemed like it would be an exciting and interesting story to show the inversion of that, to show the potential pitfalls in that. So, it's a story that challenges the ideas, that are foundational to Captain America.
Do you find that there's less freedom in writing a character that's already been established? Because you did begin by writing your own creations.
Yeah, of course. There's definitely less freedom. There are more people involved in steering those characters' futures. There are characters that now have, of course, and their characters, are multi-billion-dollar properties now. These movies and the merchandising and everything. It's a lot bigger than just what's on the page, and so you always have to be sort of cognizant of that. So I love having the freedom to do creator-owned work, where I don't have to worry about any of that, and where it's just mine, and nobody is there to talk me out of bad ideas. So they're definitely two different approaches.
Where do you find inspiration from, I guess? Anything and everything?
Yeah, I take most of my inspiration from, from the world around me more than other fiction. You try to just see where people are headed, how people are talking, the kind of broad trends, and try to tap into that. To me, particularly with a lot of stuff that I work on right now, you're just trying to kind of document a moment, and fiction should be kind of part of whatever conversation we're all having. So you try to draw inspiration from that more than anything.
So it doesn't just strike you from the sky, coming to you from a dream?
No, I think any writer will tell you it's really hard, and then it looks really easy. That waiting for inspiration or ideas is just kind of part of the job. Once you're a working writer, there are always deadlines approaching, and so you can't really wait for the idea to flutter into your head. You got to force it out. So that's kind of the difference between breaking in and being there. Yeah.
And since you've written so many comics, do you have one that's closest to your heart, or one that you relate the most to in the characters?
Probably Morning Glories, simply because we've been at it for so long, and it's a creator-owned book that's ours, and that I've been working on with Joe for 7 years or so. So that's a really long time in life to be focused on the same thing, and again to have that sense of ownership over it. Those are the things that I think when I look back on my career, that's the stuff I'll be really excited about.
Have you noticed any changes from the beginning of Morning Glories? That I haven't read them myself, but exciting.
We've stayed pretty close to our initial outline, but you still grow and change a lot, and the ideas that you had as a writer 7 years ago may not sound as good, because hopefully you've improved as a writer. I was very lucky and very smart to create an outline for it that was pretty flexible and allowed me to adapt and adjust as I went on. I still feel pretty confident about where we're headed.
So you didn't have an end plan from the beginning, this is the last word I want in Morning Glories?
I still have a pretty firm idea of the ending, and it hasn't changed too much.
Do you have any advice for new comic writers, or?
Just finish your work. That's the biggest difference. It's kind of amazing how many people are trying to be writers, but they don't finish their scripts. They're constantly, kind of bouncing from one idea to the next, kind of unsatisfied. And the difference is usually people who stick with what they're doing, finish it, and move on to the next thing and improve. Just see your projects and see your ideas, sir.
That's good advice. And anything else you'd like to add overall? No.
To me.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun talking to you. Everyone, I'm Callie again. This is Nick Spencer. And if you enjoyed this video, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check out our YouTube page and our website, comicsverse.com, where we have some great comic analysis. And thank you for watching.